Many thanks for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on News Central Television. If you are watching us from GoTV, we are super excited to have you join the family. Now let's start by telling you that Olajide Adediran, popularly known as Jandor, has officially resigned from the People's Democratic Party. This move comes after he declared that some leaders worked against the party's candidate in the 2023 election. Jandor's exit from the PDP may significantly impact opposition politics in Lagos. As the 2023 Lagos State governorship candidate, he garnered significant support, coming third in the election. Now, his resignation may lead to a shift in the state's political landscape, potentially creating an opportunity for other opposition parties to gain traction. Well, let's take a listen to that moment when he declared his, of course, resignation from the party. Take a listen.
The difficult decision to resign from the People's Democratic Party. Our commitment to the people of Lagos remain unwavering. We will continue to advocate for policies and initiatives that will uplift our state, regardless of our political affiliations. Moving forward, we'll be engaging with stakeholders and well-meaning Nigerians to determine the next course of action that best serves the interests of Lagosians. To our supporters, we thank you for your unwavering belief in our vision of a breath of fresh air in the governance of our dear state. This is not the end of our journey, but the beginning of a new chapter, a transition to the realization of our shared visions and aspirations, one driven by sincerity, progress, and true essence of service to the people. A few days to the election, the supposed leader of our party in Lagos State, Chief Olajide, who had earlier publicly campaigned against the presidential candidate of the party, openly declared support for another gubernatorial candidate in a press conference, and also advised Lagosians not to vote for his party, the party where he claims to be leading as a member of the Board of Trustees. Also, on the eve of the election, the state chairman of the party, Mr. PDP, issued a first statement on all PDP platforms, speaking to an alliance that never existed, thereby telling all Lagosians that we have withdrawn from the election.
Many thanks for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on News Central Television. And at this point, I'm bringing Dr. Azeez Olajide Adediran, the former People's Democratic Party governorship candidate for Lagos State, to join us right now and discuss, of course, matters arising. Thank you for your time. It's great to have you join us on the program.
Thank you very much, Dapper.
All right, so it's official. You are no longer a member of the People's Democratic Party. Was this a difficult decision?
Well, I said it during my press conference that it was actually a very difficult one because we just don't want to leave. That was why we had to wait for 2 years to see if the party at the center will right those wrongs that characterized the 2023 election, especially in the state of Lagos. But unfortunately, it appears that nothing is going to change, and we then need to do the needful. You can't continue in such a party, even if you win the ticket again in 2020 or for 2027, and you still have the same characters, leading the party. Even Lagosians will not take us serious. And it's about time we reconsider our stance, and that's what happened. So as we speak, we're no longer members of PDP. I'm no longer a member of PDP. Likewise, thousands of our loyalists.
You made a point. You said that with the current makeup of the PDP, particularly in Lagos State, even if a candidate should pick a ticket for 2027 polls, it's most likely that candidate would head for the rocks. I mean, this is deep. This is grime. How much of a, will I call it, a defect is within the PDP right now in Lagos?
Well, what I said is nothing but the reality. Put yourself in the shoes or in the shoe of any electorate, and you hear that there is a candidate of a PDP in the state of Lagos, and you are to flashback and looked at what actually happened in the previous election, where leaders, the leaders of the party, openly campaigned and said, "Don't vote for our party," for whatever reasons. And the same leader coming again in another election cycle, to say, now we have a candidate, we have a party, and other. Who would take such a political party serious? For us, we have thought that the party at the national level, which actually the owner of the party, would have done the needful by reprimanding or try to look at what went wrong. I mean, to deal with some people not minding who success God, to apply the constitution, the provision of the constitution of the party, as against those who worked against it. Today, what you see is that they are the one even holding the ACs of the party, both at the state and at the national level. So who would take such a political party serious in any election cycle? So it's really not about, it's just for us to say, you know what, the brand that we have built over the years, I don't think we really want to continue to have it tainted by, some characters that have refused to change their way of life, not today, but for decades. Because if you look at Lagos PDP, this has been their stock in trade. Jandor won't be their very first victims. They've had many in Obani Koro, in Jimmy Agbaje, in even Funshaw Williams, and all like that. So it can't be about me. So there's something deep. And of course, the leadership of that party is changed. I don't think you can have it better. So for us, they've told us this is who they are, this is who they'll continue to be. And we just have to reconsider our stance.
I mean, for people who are following your, political, will I call it progress or advancement, I mean, you are formerly a member of the APC, and then you also at some point said you are not comfortable with the arrangement within the APC, and you moved from the APC to the PDP, and right now you are leaving the PDP with the same reason. So, I mean, for people observing this, will I call it? It's
not for the same. It's not for the same reason. So if you've truly been following us, you know that it's not from the same reason.
Okay, so please, can you put some clarity
to that? In 2022, when we left the APC for PDP, it was obvious for us that the movement that we have built and the traction that we have garnered, as a matter of fact, we can't get anywhere within the APC because there was an incumbent on the ballot for the ticket of governorship in Lagos State. And I mean, it was indeed a smart thing for us to do by looking for another platform where we can exhibit our can-do ability, which we were able to do. If you hadn't joined the PDP, as at that time, probably would have disappeared into thin air. But that gave us that opportunity to be able to talk to Lagosians to say, you know what, yes, we can. We've got what it takes to govern our state. And we did that by, speaking to the people of Lagos because we had a platform to use. So it wasn't the same thing. APC, where I was coming from, they don't do anti-party in APC. APC, the supremacy of the party in APC is non-negotiable. No leader or follower in whatever guise can work against his party and work freely or go away with it. No, so it wasn't the same thing. So you can see the clearer departure. When we're not comfortable with perhaps the selection choices because it was going to favor the incumbent, we left. We didn't wait to say, okay, we're going to work against them since we don't have that ticket. No, we left and came to PDP. And now that we've seen what they did to us, we're not saying, okay, let's wait and do it back to them. No, we're also leaving. That shows, this is how to play. We respect the party politics, the concern of the political party, to say, look, you don't work against it. If you're not comfortable, it's either you sit back at home or you choose another platform to hear your views. So this is what this is. So it's not the same thing.
All right. So, so there are chances that you might return back to the APC.
Well, I kept on hearing these chances.
Are you
we
going back to the
we have a
APC?
team political party. We just left one.
Just for viewers at
listen,
home.
Dapo, listen.
Are you going
listen,
back to the APC?
We have, listen, Dapo, we have 18 political party. We just left one. So we have 17 options. APC is part of the option. Labour Party is there. There is SDP. We have coalition coming up. We have several options that we can actually choose from and decide to see. That's why we are consulting. Wherever we see that we'll be able to, air our views and subject ourselves to the rules of the game without anybody coming after anybody, then we will pitch our tent with them. So if what you want to hear is for me to tell you where you're going, I will tell you I don't even know myself. So that's the state we are now.
The APC reached out to you.
All political parties are reaching out, and that's the fact.
Including the APC.
Today, even the PDP, yes, even PDP was, National Secretary was in my office. Honorable Uche Okoye just left my office with the Honorable Shina Pella and Kola Ologbodiyan. They came here coming to talk to me and say, no, since you have not chosen any platform, come back. Yesterday, I met with the presidential candidate of SDP. Today I've gotten messages from Accord Party. So we keep getting invites from here and there. And just like I said, we are still consulting. We look at a veritable platform where we can continue with this project.
How soon will you make the announcement of your next political move?
As a matter of fact, I don't know. It might be tomorrow, it might be next month, it might be next year. It might be, seriously, it's not just about me. The brand Jandor is not just about Dr. Azeez Olajide Adediran. No. We have a lot of people that are major stakeholders. We sit together, we take this decision to say, okay, let us do this, and this is where we should be, or that's not, we should not be. So it's not something that I can, we have apex bodies, within our Lagos for Lagos movement. We have structures from ward to state. So it won't just be a unilateral decision that I'm going to take.
All right.
So we'll wait and continue to meet and decide which of the options available we're going to pitch our tent with.
Okay, let's go back a bit to the 2023, governorship election in Lagos State, where you came third, alongside your running mate, Funke Akindele. Are there takeaways for you from that process or regrets?
No, as a matter of fact, we had no regrets whatsoever. Everybody knew that 2023 election came with its own dynamics, and it was an election that, the unthinkable actually happened during that election. Nobody prepared for it. If you look at what happened in the state of Lagos, the president of the country today, who has had sway in that state for well over 2 decades, lost, to another party in that particular state. So, I mean, the tsunami that came, came with nobody preparing for it. Just like I keep saying, if you've been monitoring the election before the presidential election, especially for the governorship election, it was 2-horse race until we had presidential election, and it went that way, and everything began to change. So that didn't say that we didn't do the necessary homework we were supposed to do. We campaigned, we were everywhere, and but hey, that's how God said it was going to go, and we have no regrets whatsoever. It doesn't take away what we represent, how much effort we put into the game at that time. So I'm proud. I'm proud of what we did. I mean, myself alongside supporters and the loyal party members.
All right. Let me streamline it to your running mate. During that election, in person of Funke Akindele. I mean, many, were a bit surprised that she was your pick, if at all. how much of an impact would you say she or her presence, in your team had, on your campaign and on the election itself?
Okay, majority of us don't know how, maybe some of us outside this trade don't really know how you come about a running mate. They think it's just something you just go and pick from somewhere. No, there are a lot of stakeholders when it comes to electioneering process. And when I'm from Lagos West, this was Lagos East slot. And they needed to produce somebody. That was the person they brought. And as a matter of fact, what was wrong with that choice? Is it because, she didn't qualify academically or because of her chosen career? If we had won that election, they was like, it was the person that she picked, or it was because of, that would have been celebrated. But because, we didn't win, so it's easier for anybody to say, okay, that was the reason, that wasn't the reason. In as much that I don't want to sit here and mourn the past, but I would say that maybe a few lessons learned, but again, I can't say to those that brought their own daughter to say, hey, this is our choice, that they've not done well.
So she was,
the election has gone the way God wanted it to go, so we're not mourning the past.
So she was imposed on you. It wasn't your pick.
She wasn't imposed on me. No, she wasn't imposed on me. I'm saying, if you know how it works politically, I am from Lagos West. There are other 2 senatorial districts in Lagos. We have 3. So deputy has to be zoned to other places. And there are stakeholders in those places, royal fathers, everybody. And they have to sit to decide, this is who we have.
I get that. But I'm just asking
to represent us.
If you had the opportunity to pick, would she have been your pick?
Why? Is it that she's not a Lagosian, or she's not qualified to be?
So you are saying if there is an election again today, you won't mind going with Funke Akindele as your running mate?
Maybe we'll do it differently, but I don't want to look back and say that no, she wasn't a better pick. No. Maybe we'll do it differently, but I don't want to look back and say no, she wasn't a good pick.
What's your relationship with her now?
We don't have a problem. She has gone back to her trade. I've come back to my office, but because I am the one flying that flag, I represent the ticket at that time. So I'm still here as a politician. She was never a politician, and there's no problem. We're still very good. She's back at work. I'm back in my office. This interview is being taken in my office, not a political party secretariat.
All right, let's talk about, of course, the Labour Party candidate. In an interview recently, you said that the OB effect sort of, happened and affected, maybe in a way, your chances. I'm talking of the person of Gbadebo Rose-Vivor, who has, of course, also said he will be running for the top job in Lagos. Do you consider him a threat politically?
Do I do what?
Do you consider Gbadebo Rose-Vivor a political threat? Should there be elections?
Dapo, I don't want to sit on this interview and be discussing personality, right? I don't think that is right.
It's part of politics.
Everybody, listen, Dapo, listen. Everybody who wants to run has that constitutional right to do so, right? If I picked up myself and decided to run against an incumbent and decided to be an opposition within the ruling party where I was, right? If we're able to build structure from the grassroots to the state level, which you can see everywhere, come on. Please, ask me another question.
So you are saying you are not perturbed should you choose to run eventually and he is also on the ballot? You're good to go.
Please, like I said, We're not making this interview about
it's not personality. It's still politics.
It's not the only one who wants to run in 2027. You've heard about Sheyi Tinubu wanting to run. Why did you ask me if Sheyi Tinubu is a threat or if this is a threat?
I should also ask you that. Is Sheyi Tinubu a threat to you?
I am saying that I ran against an incumbent governor who is on the seat. Tell me why I'm here, Dapo.
Okay, let's move away from that. Let's talk about the PDP again. You said that you actually did mention the name of a high-ranking member of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos State, saying that you are pretty much not comfortable with his style of leadership.
Mention the name now. Which one is high-ranking? Mention the name now.
Of course, I'm talking about the person of Chief Bode George. Right?
And you now say hierarchy.
Is a member of the board of trustees of the party in Lagos, right? So
not just a member of life
member. So that makes him even very much
life member.
But this is where I'm going with this. What are your reservations if you feel that, you know what, if at all PDP is even meant to, stand as a competitive force in Lagos? What do you think should be done? Or maybe individuals that need to go for that party to stand a chance?
Oh, what should be done?
Yes.
Oh, okay. If PDP at the national level wants Lagos PDP to do better or make an attempt to win the state, Chief Olajide Adediran should be expelled from the party. Because, go back in history, Jimmy Agbaje, Obani Koro, Funshaw Williams, Jandor, all of us can't just be bad. Then something is wrong with that person's character. All of us can't just be bad. And just like I said yesterday, just don't grow old and suddenly become, irresponsible. It has a lot to do with your character, growing up, background, and all of that. So at that level, something needs to shift. It's unfortunate. We have loyal party members in that state, loyal, who are very loyal to the party. But unfortunately, every election cycle, this character will come and annul their June 12th, let me put it that way. Every election cycle, irrespective of whoever is holding that ticket. And we don't know why it's always like that. So it wasn't just about Jandor. I don't have any problem, against him. Because it was the party that was on the ballots. If you say you are a live BOT member, BOT is supposed to be the conscience of any organization. And there was a primary election, a particular candidate emerged. On that primary election, then the party must rally around that person to win for the party ultimately. I mean, it's unthinkable. And the same man, the party now appointed him as deputy chairman, disciplinary committee, to discipline those who did anti-party I don't understand. The same man went on national TV and started fighting that no, he was supposed to be chairman. The person they put as chairman was, it was his junior. That's a joke. This joke of a political party. So when we saw that, then who would then take such a political party serious? So what is happening at the national level now? An individual came out and told all our governors that if you put him out in my matter, I will set fire in your state. And everybody fame. In fact, the only one that spoke went to Port Harcourt to go and beg, don't put fire in my state, oh. Hey, who would take such a political party serious? A sitting governor is in Rivers State. Sitting governor, the party cannot even protect that sitting governor. Then what then future holds people like us, we are not even the governor. No, something that, so the best thing to do, you leave.
All right. So because we need to go, so are you saying that maybe if Chief Olajide George should reach out to you and maybe tender an apology, or even leave the party,
Reach out to me.
No. You would return to the PDP? Will that happen?
Dapo, let me say this to you. Chief Olajide George didn't offend me. No. I am saying what he did was against his party, not me. It was the party that was on the ballot. I was just the flag bearer. And I wasn't the only person on the ballot. We had 40 House of Assembly members on that ballot. We had 24 House of Reps members on that ballot. We have 3 senatorial candidates. So it couldn't have been just about me. So it was against the party, whatever he did, and that's what he does every election cycle. So it wasn't about me. So it didn't offend me, no, but he has offended party loyalists in every ward who have been hoping and working hard seriously to see that at least they govern the state for once. Not me. No, what he did didn't affect me one bit. I'm here in my office. I mean, look at me. When I was running up and down during the election, they were draining my blood now. But after that, I'm here. I've been looking good. So, I mean, he did nothing against me, but against the party. I mean, so it doesn't hold me any apology. No.
All right. Thank you so much for your time on the program, Dr. Azeez Olajide Adediran, the former People's Democratic Party governorship candidate for Lagos State. It's been a pleasure. Thank you once again.